This is great. I'm glad I'm not getting timed. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, you are.
Oh, okay. I guess I better get started then. Fran Miller. May the spirits rest her soul. Although she's dead and gone, I needed her permission to tell this story. So here I sit, hammering it out on the keyboard in a coffee shop, ABBA playing softly overhead. Across from me, Fran smirks, offering a gentle smile as if to say, it's okay. Back in high school, when I was still straight, we all make mistakes, I had a beautiful girlfriend. We did lots of cool things together, including joining a weekly psychic circle. Because what else do you do when you're young and have nothing else to do after school? Her mom was friends with Fran, a professional psychic, who invited us to be part of a group she was putting together. It would be me, my girlfriend, and 4 of her friends, all gathering once a week to develop our psychic abilities. Apparently, we were the perfect age for this because, as Fran explained, our brains hadn't yet been tarnished by adulthood. Translation, we still had hope and weren't paying taxes yet. Fran was no taller than 5 feet, with curly, silver hair, reminiscent of a cotton swab. Her voice was gravelly from years of cigarette abuse, and the only time I ever saw her without a smoke in her mouth was during our sessions in her sacred space, the basement. The space itself wasn't exactly mystical. The walls were finished but bare, with no windows or pictures. The wood-paneled ceiling and shag carpeting gave it a distinctly 1970s rec room meets underground bunker vibe. One side of the room held a round table draped in a black cloth, a crystal ball resting at its center, the essential tool of any self-respecting psychic. The other side was where we had our sessions, a circle of chairs flanked by 2 lamps with interchangeable colored bulbs. It felt like the most mysterious AA meeting. The first hour of each session was for learning. Psychometry, ESP, tarot, all the standard high school extracurriculars, The second half was for meditation. The lights would shift, usually to blue, and Fran would guide us through a visualization exercise meant to help us connect with our spirit guides and seek answers to our most pressing questions. Close your eyes, gently, she said. Breathe in deep, exhale, and relax. You find yourself in a beautiful forest surrounded by trees. The musky, sweet scent of rotting leaves filling the air. This sounded a little ominous. You walk down a gravel path. At the end of the path, you see a cabin. What color is the door? You go inside. There's a bed, a window, and a very comfy chair sitting in the corner. Someone is sitting in the chair. Who is it? My grandfather. I barely knew him. He died at least 10 years before this moment, but there he was, as clear as day. I asked him what he was doing there, and he simply said he was watching over me. I sat on the edge of the bed, and he stood up, walked over, placed a hand on my right shoulder, and said, Mautchen, ik liebe dich. Little mouse, I love you. At the time, I brushed it off as my imagination. But later, when I told my mother about it, she started to cry. That's what he always called us, she said. It was something he had said to all of his children, and there was no way I could have known that, no way it could have existed in my subconscious. I don't know what happened that day. Maybe it was my imagination, maybe it wasn't. But I was changed. I could never look at those meditation exercises the same way again. We continued with our sessions for a year and a half, discovering incredible things about ourselves. I laughed, I cried, and I met more spirit guides than I could keep track of. Some were warm and familiar, like my grandfather, while others were just weird. At one point, my guide was a medieval monk who only communicated in riddles. He was either deeply wise or had no idea what was going on, and honestly, I respected both possibilities. Another time, there was a middle-aged man in a tracksuit who only spoke in motivational phrases, like a discount life coach. Listen, kid, the universe is a big game. You gotta hustle to win. Then one day, Fran decided we were ready for something more. She called us all together with a rare seriousness in her voice. You've all been opening doors, she said, exhaling a stream of cigarette smoke. Now we must make sure nothing unwanted comes through. That's when she brought out the robes. White, flowing, ceremonial. Before we enter the space, she instructed, you must be cleansed. Cleansed with what? Holy water? Sage? Myrrh? No, it was oil. Fran passed around a small vial of thick, fragrant oil and demonstrated by smearing a streak across her own forehead. "Anoint yourselves," she commanded. Now, I'd been on this journey for a while, but even I had my limits. This was giving cult-like vibes. I exchanged a glance with my girlfriend. She looked skeptical, but we were deep in it now. There was no easy exit without offending the spirits. So what we did was we were told, dabbing oil onto our foreheads like we were about to summon something very serious. And then Fran opened the basement door. This was the last time we went to Fran's. Maybe it was the robes. Maybe it was the realization that we were now deep in the realm of things that required actual protection rituals. Or maybe, just maybe, it was because when Fran turned the knob and led us into that darkened space, we all felt something there waiting, something watching, something that had been waiting a very long time. Thank you.